Well, hello and welcome back for another video. Today I'm gonna do something different than I usually do. I usually make videos about The Walking Dead. You know, I was actually going to re-upload, or not re-upload. I was going to think about posting the last episode I have of Walking Dead. I posted the last one in 2018 and I haven't posted the last part yet. And we're in 2020. But anyway, today I'm going to show you what my real favorite supercar is, or my favorite car in the game. I'm used to saying supercars. Don't think it's a supercar. I already know, but let's just start. I have always loved these four cars, always. Or this one just recently. These two just recently came out, but before these two it was these two. The Adder has been with me since the game started. I remember playing the story mode when I was young and stupid. I'm still young and stupid, but not as stupid as I was. But anyway, this car right here was with me since the beginning of the game. I remember playing the entire story mode before I started playing GTA Online. So when I saw Devin Weston driving this car, I was very satisfied. I really wanted that car, so I just did everything I could. But when I heard you could find it on the streets, that was the first thing I did. I found it on the streets, I became in love with it. I did find out it was the quickest car in the game, except for the C-Type, which was even quicker than this one, at least in top speed, for that matter. But not around the track. This car could have been quick around the track, but Rockstar decided not to add the attractable spoiler for it, so it was never that quick around the track, getting beaten by 2 seconds per lap by the Entity XF, proven on Brafy's track. And it didn't do that well on my track either, the Nürburgring, which also the Entity XF was 4 seconds quicker than it. But if it was, you know, if it did understeer a bit less, I think it would have beaten it. Even though the traction on the rear wheels are a bit off. Well, let me say, it's 4-wheel drive, but it's 80% power at the rear wheels and 20% at the front wheels, which is really sporty and so on. This car was actually really expensive back in the time. Let me say it's the cheapest car here. So it comes at $1 million in the game, which is cheap today, really cheap. If a car costed $1 million today in GTA, I would be so fucking surprised. So I still love the Adder. You know, just to clear it out, speed and cornering ability, it does not matter. It doesn't matter in this case, because this is my favorite car. Not my favorite race car, but my favorite car. My favorite race car is the Krieger or the Emrys. Doesn't matter, it's one of them. Can't decide. They're both as good. I explained it in another video, go check it out. But anyway, moving from the Adder, we got the T20. I'm not gonna talk so long about each car, trust me. So, T20, well, I did fall in love with it after the release. I think it was Finance and Felonies Part 2. Osiris's big brother. So I bought this car and I fell in love with it, also because of the rear wing, which had a retractable spoiler, also a P1, which I loved at the time, I still do. But the Furia recently came out. It's a Ferrari and I love it. It's nice to drive, it looks fabulous, it's good in every single way. You can't use it for races though. You can't use any car except for 2 cars, which is the Krieger and the Emrys. And it also has quite cool doors. This car, I like it so much because it's really fun to drive. It's 4-door, it's a saloon, rear-wheel drive, and the sound is amazing. All of these cars sounds really good. They do. But this car is different. It sounds even better. It's not fast at all, but it looks really good. So which is my favorite car? None of these. Because these are the 4 cars I picked out to demonstrate what my real favorite car is. Which we're gonna take a look at right now. My daily coffee. So, you might have seen it, you might already know what it is, but my favorite car in the entire game is this. The Osiris. I know what I said before about the T20. It's... well, it's the Osiris's big brother. I'm gonna take that back because this car is actually quicker than the T20. I don't know, Rockstar changed it. They changed... I think they upgraded the entire superclass to be a bit quicker, and this ended up being a second quicker than the T20 on my track. It's also... it has the same top speed Bruffy1322 showed us, but in a case where you're driving, let me say, in the city, and you manage to reach your top speed, and you're driving this against a T20, that's not likely to happen, because it's gonna probably crash you off the road, or because no one is using these cars anymore, which is a sad fact. At least no one that I know of. But if you managed to drive the Osiris and being against a T20 in the city or something like that, this car would slightly pull off. Slightly. But anyway, I have many reasons for this to be my favorite car. I can start off with the sound, which is really good. Oh, really crispy. Oh, and the turbo kicks in. Oh, I love it. Well, like the Pagani Sonda, no, sorry, the Huayra, which is a wind god, I believe. They're really, let me say, exotic. They are the one of a kind. It's no supercar are like the Huayra or the Sonda for that matter, or Paganis in general, but I'm talking about the Huayra now. No car can, I mean, many cars can get the same doors and such, but the looks is really different. The sound is really different because of the AMG engine and blah blah blah. And the turbo, of course. But it's also the looks that makes it really different. And the materials they use, like the carbon-tanium, the carbon, the aluminium, all of this. So yeah. Anyway, we're in GTA now. This isn't real life, but I like what they did with this car when they made it. I also remember when I first bought it, I had not much, so I actually bought money in real life, so I could have enough money in GTA, so I could afford this car. So when I could afford it, I bought it, of course. I maxed it out with upgrades. But it's one thing I didn't do. I didn't put bumpers, spoilers, skirts, tinted windows, or weird looking colored tires. I did exactly what I did here. I went on colors, metal, the first metallic color you can get, which is the brushed something, silver or whatever. Because I wanted to match the car in real life. And I tried the same with the rims. I don't know if I did that right, but at least they're chrome like the real ones, and they kind of look similar. I'm just getting interrupted by the sound of this beautiful thing. Also, when it gears, it shifts down. You can just listen now, and shifting down. That's really, really nice. And I love how it looks. Many people say it has the front lights of a Ferrari LaFerrari, but I can't say I agree. I can't. But I really, really love this car. Also, you can see the little. It's almost like it says Huayra when you're looking for from afar, but it says Pegasi. It's so many nice details with this car. But I remember I didn't like it then, I don't like it now, but it's the view from the interior. It's way too close to the steering wheel. It's like you're having a shit and you can't reach the toilet paper or something like this. And the interior doesn't look that nice compared to the real. I know they can't compare it to the real. I know it's just a game or whatever, but still. And when you turn around, you don't see anything. It's weird that we don't have real mirrors at work. It just looks stupid. And when I press the RT button, which means that you can look back, this happens. You're out of the car. I want to be in the car with a nice view, but I can't do that. But anyway, I like the real life car. It has the gullwing doors, and which I can compare to the Mercedes SLS, which also had the gullwing doors. I always was a big fan of the SLS. If you have been watching this YouTube channel, if you have been watching this YouTube channel for a long time, you know that I was always a big fan of the Mercedes SLS AMG. I loved it. Just the regular one, not the Black Series. It was nice as well. I liked it, but it was something different about the regular SLS. It was just so powerful, muscular, and nice. It has its faults, but it's still a really nice car. I forgot to say, I'm gonna talk like this the whole entire video. Then I'm gonna be quiet for 2 minutes and continue talking because I just love the way this car goes. It's not like it's got a lot of downforce because, well, it doesn't have any downforce unless Rockstar made it like spoilers add downforce, but I don't think so. I only think that's on the cars that regularly have downforce, like a value or whatever. But anyway, this car is not like the new ones. Far from it. With this car, it's you and the car, not the car. I wish I could do a drag race with someone. Someone who understood. And someone who doesn't only play for money in GTA. Well, I guess we played different ways, but all of my friends, they're like, it's only the money that matter, not what you spend them on. Well, I agree. Well, Jesus, that's my opinion. They mean that it matters with money in GTA. Oh, well, of course, to afford cars like this one, you need that much money in GTA. You do. But anyway, enough of that. The new cars that was released and the cars after this, because when these two cars were released, I think people started to realize that Rockstar, they were grinding and they were crying for money. They really needed it. So as we scroll down further, here, ill-gotten gains, whatever. As you can see, the prices start to come up eventually, and I think this was the last nice, the actual nice supercar that they released with a decent price compared to the Osiris and the T20 at that time. And then they released this 2.7 million for the X80 Proto. When I first bought the X80 Proto, it was way too wide, way too big, way too long, and way too light. If you were in a race with someone and they accidentally or on purpose crashed into you, you were flying off the track like well, like a deer being hit by a truck or something. So then they released these cars, and the RE7B became the quickest car we have ever seen, and still to this day. If the Anis RE7B was as quick as it was when it was released for the first time, even the Amurus and Krieger couldn't keep up with it. Maybe on a longer track like the Nürburgring, but on a short city track they wouldn't stand a chance. Partly because of the insane downforce this car had, and let me say, even on a long track this car would win because of the well, you could actually do two different things with the RE7B at the time. You could rather have an extreme top speed, like extreme top speed, quicker than everything we have seen in GTA so far when it comes to cars. Not the Pariah could keep up with it, nothing could keep up with it. It was the quickest thing we have ever seen, and still to this day, not even cars with rockets could keep up with this thing when it was well released, because if you had the spoiler you see on the picture here, you would get an insane top speed. If you choose the other one, you would get insane amount of traction and downforce. You could fly around corners without braking. Literally any corner without braking, same speed. It was absolutely insane. Whatever. It was really expensive as well, so I kinda understood the price at that time since it was so fast. But as the time went on, they started to do something, because this was the first time they added something called a handling flag, or not a handling flag. They added downforce for the first time, and the same story with Bennis, cars from Bennis. Many cars have been added and forgotten, like the Progen GP1, who also did have a huge mistake. It was not quick at all. Nothing. Everything could beat it. Even the Vaca could beat it, for fuck's sakes. So the cars moved on, prices moved on, and well, the electric cars started coming in, price went higher, and the supercars got less interesting by the time. I was really excited by the Entity XXR, but when I realized Rockstar already had ruined it before the release, I wasn't really interested in buying it. So that meant no YouTube video for that. Nothing. I would usually do that, but I just got so disappointed. Well, I can buy anything I want at the moment because I already got cars like the Amurus and the Krieger, so I don't need to worry about being fast in a race anymore. But when it comes to cars you would like to drive and when you want to have, this is my choice. The Osiris. Just listen to this thing. Oh, you can also hear. Oh my god, it's so good. And the turbo, of course. So now we're gonna do a little... I can't do it anymore. God damn it. It was like this. No! Get the perfect balance between it. There you go, and then Release. There you go. Oh my god. It's still fast, you know, in a straight line. But not as fast as the things we have today. The Emirates, the Krieger. Many cars would beat this in a drag race. But as I said previously, speed doesn't really matter. Because this car is already fast. And it sounds great. And it looks good. And it's funny to drive as well. If you don't want all the traction, you still do have a lot of traction. But if you want some action, you can turn it in hard and you get some little... You do get a little of sliding about. So this car is really fun to drive. With many cars today, like the Emirates and the Krieger, when you have a little spin in one of them, you get scared, but with this one you don't. When I have a race in the Emirates, for example, and I realize the car is about to fly off the track, I get super scared. But I do not get so scared with this. Because I can actually maintain it. And, well, tame it. It's really good to drive. It feels really nice as well. It doesn't have bumpy handling flags or any handling flags at all, really. It's just such a good driving experience. And I love it. You know, I just bought this for 35 minutes ago. Again. I can't believe how many cars I actually sold and bought over the years of playing this game. Oh, there you go! Woohoo! Oh, I have to take this around the track later. Just to enjoy the pure driving experience of this thing. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I love it. I love it so much. Hello! Over the hill. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, it's legit so cool. Love this thing. It's so much fun. Also a fun car to drive is the Infernus, but it's quite scary. If you lose grip in that, you have no chance. That car just takes you off the road. I got one friend who hates it. How can you hate it? Like the Infernus, he loves the Huayra. It was his favorite cars when me and him grew up together. Just a long time ago. Now we're taking the Nürburgring route, as I call it. And then sharp cornering here. Ooh, nice and tight. You still notice that old. I still do notice that old racing style of cars when I drive this thing. They were so much easier to drive back then. Because it wasn't much things like downforce, handling flags, bumpy handling flags, engine resistance. Just pure car and driving. How can you not like that? But then Rockstar decided to go mad and ruin the cars for everyone. Make the price high and destroy it. How stupid. Oh, this car is really good. Oh, it's really stick. It really sticks to the road. A lot of traction. And sometimes it loses it. But that's fun. I really like it. Also, when you add a spoiler to this, you get more grip. But I decided not to because I like it when it's has a happy tail. Ooh, that's so... Oh my god, it's so clean. So great. Oh, that is really good. Oh, when you brake and corner at the same time, you can feel the tail coming out a bit, and then you press back on the power and it's all back again. Oh, that is really nice. And also, at the same time as you're driving fast, you can still manage to control yourself through the crazy traffic and the AIs of the game. This car is actually really fast. Oh, it's so fun. Nice acceleration. When this car came out, I was astonished by the acceleration of this thing. God, nothing could beat it. Not the legendary Zentorno with its insane amount of acceleration. I remember when the Zentorno came out, we all were shocked by the acceleration because no cars had it. Not the Entity XF, not the Adder. The Adder did have the top speed, the Zentorno didn't. This car doesn't have the top speed as the Adder have, but that's okay. I still memorize the track though. It's cool. Well, I have to corner a bit further out because I don't know when traffic is coming up ahead when I can't see them. Like this. Stick to the yellow line. Cut the corner. Oh my god, this is really fun. Just driving around like this quickly. And then jump the road here. And cut the corners because now I can see what's really coming down the road. I might cut him off as well. There you go. Through the grass. Oh, that's what I talk. Oh, that is so... I really enjoy this. It's so fun. Oh my god. Why haven't I been thinking about doing this before with this car? It's genius. It's absolutely genius. I'm actually driving the entire Nürburgring track right now. Like my routes and my track. I memorized the track so many times. I've driven it. Now it's straightforward for a little while. Oh yeah, I did have a one more gear. That's cool. Ooh, let's brake. Oh damn. The traffic here is really... well, you can't trust them, to say that the least. Oh yeah. And then it's up here like this, because that is how my track goes. I think this car would make a pretty, well, decent lap time with my driving skills now. I'm not saying I'm good. I just know the track, so I know when to brake, know when to hit the gas. I know everything about this track. I made it, for God's sake. Oops. Hello. Okay, if you move, I knew that would happen, so I can't believe I actually matched the speed of Assaulton, or he matched the speed of me. He was driving on the inside lane, so I understand a little bit better. Now I can finally wide open here. Nice. Oh, this is so much fun. Just putting the pedal to the floor and just let the engine work. Ooh, that was close. Well, if it wasn't for these amazing brakes, maybe I would have crashed. Come on, I was gonna cut that corner. Okay, goodbye. Imagine doing this track on traffic. Wait, you can imagine it because I actually do it right now. Now I'm not able to cut corners so good. Okay, let's take this before that car hits it. No cars, good, good, good. I was actually taking a huge risk. Nice, that means like I can go flat out. Brake. No, I can't. Okay. Would you want to race me? Jesus. Crazy. Hit the gas and just... Oh. We have soon completed the whole track, guys. Oh my god. I actually do remember this whole thing. Oh my god, that was close. How many times I almost crashed showing you my favorite car. Oh, this is really, really good. Oh god, I love this car. It's a shame though. I was thinking I could cut that corner like hell, because I can manage to have full speed through that, but that means I have to time it perfectly and corner perfectly, but I can't with so much traffic. So instead of turning right to the finish line, I'm gonna continue in this a straight road. My widows always end up here, which is why I'm gonna do this road this time. No, you know what? A little more. Ah, forgot to tell you. You can also double clutch with four-wheel drive cars. Not only rear-wheel drive or mid-drive speed boost. Is that what they call it? Well, anyway, you can do that. All you have to do is have the right gear and the right speed, like this, and then you push down the brakes and the handbrake at the same time, and then instantly hit the gas pedal, like this. You don't get so much more speed, but it's kinda effective. Sometimes. Well, out of corners it is, trust me. If I can manage to do that here. No, that did not work. I think I need to have a higher revving to do that. And maybe some loss of traction. So this car, also when it came out, I wasn't so hyped, but I was still really fascinated, amazed. It's really good back then. It was really good back then. And the thing is, at that time, the supercars class was actually stable. You could drive cars like the Entity XF, and in worst case the Adder. Well, let's just face the facts, you can't anymore. Well, I can. I've won many races versus cars like the Taycerak, the Emrys, the Krieger, and I drove an Adder. Maybe because of my immense driving skills, but I'm just joking. I'm not that good. So we're back here again. So, and those beautiful doors. It's a really nice looking car, that is. I really like it. A lot. Like a lot. And this is my favorite car in the game. My number one pick. If I was told that one day my final day in GTA would come and I had to drive around the whole map once, I would end up here, right here. I was gonna drive maybe around the world, or the GTA map for some time, and then I could choose a destination to end it all, or just say goodbye to the game, and told to have one car. That could have been this, but if I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't know which car to pick between that, Osiris, and Jesus, I skipped it. And this car right here. Because the first car I ever owned in GTA 5, or stole and then owned, was the regular Gauntlet. And then I stole another car, which name was the Sultan. Not the RS, just the regular, boring four-wheeled, four-door Sultan. And the first car I bought with my own money was this. I don't know if you guys remember, but I do remember when Rockstar gave all players $500,000 in-game dollars. So I decided that I would use everything on something I didn't know. So back then, it wasn't... You couldn't see the car on the picture. When it said Monroe, I didn't know what car it was. It could be anything. It could be a sports car, it could be a supercar, it could be a SUV for all I know. It could be a motorcycle. But no, it was a classic Lamborghini Miura. So I figured, since I don't know what car or thing this is, it costs $490,000 and I have $500,000. Am I gonna use it? Am I gonna use it all on something I don't know what is? And yes, I did. So I didn't know what I was ending up buying, so I ended up buying this. I called my mechanic and told him to bring the car over, and he did. I do remember where I was at the map then. I was here. I was right here, but in the middle of these two buildings. I was someplace here, and then I called for my car, and he would come over with the Monroe, which I didn't know how it looked. So when I first saw the car, I had never seen it before. Never. So I remember saying previously that I played through the whole story. If I had, I would have recognized this car, which brings me back to that I have not recognized this car, because I didn't play through the whole story before I started playing in GTA Online. So I remember which color it was as well. I did have the standard wheels on it, always, and I did have it in yellow. Yellow was the color I used. Until one day, cars got expensive. And the first car in GTA I ever bought was gone forever. That license plate on that car is never to be seen again by anyone, ever, on that car. And that makes me sad, because this was the actually first car I had some kind of joy in. Sorry, I don't smoke like that. This was the first car I actually had some fun and joy and speed. Trust me, this car was really fast back at that time. Really quick. It was in fact so quick that just a few sports cars could keep up with it. In fact, back at that time, the sports classic cars wasn't so much more different than sports cars. Well, of course, sports cars were more agile, but when it came to straight line performance, many times you were going to bet on their older cars. I don't know why that was, but that was just how it was. That was just how it is and was back then. So of course, it was a lot of story with cars and me back then. And with the thought of not being able to see the first car I ever bought. Ever. That makes me realize that I want this car back. And put my own license plate on it. Have the same color as I used to have. Not upgraded max, because I only manage to have the transmission level 2 and engine level 2 and turbo. I didn't manage anything else. I didn't have any armor. I did not have any brakes. Like customizations. Okay. Does this mean I can't buy it? I think I have to sell something. Or at least get a bigger garage. You know what? Since I have been using allergies for trying to glitch, it has not worked. So, anyway, if I was asked to drive one last time, I would stand there like a mute. Because I wouldn't exactly know which car to choose between the Osiris and the Monroe. But I think I would go for the Monroe because I was close saying it's heritage, but it's not that. Just, you know, the old memories I had with that car. Because I did so much in that car. Going to the strip club, having sex. No, you couldn't. Could you have it? Can you have sex in the Monroe? I don't think you actually can have sex in it. I think it's too small. Well, I think we can find out in another video once. If it will ever be one more video of me playing GTA 5. But I can assure you, there will be more. Last of Us 2 is coming out, and I will be one of the first guys to ever play it, because I have already bought it. So then. Anyway, I can't make up my mind between these two. But one thing, this video was actually meant for the Osiris, and I've been talking about everything else. Half the video I've been talking about Osiris, which I was going to do, which I'm quite proud of. I managed to keep one subject the half video, and I think this video is starting to get quite long. So if you have been watching through the whole thing, and all the rambling and talking and boredom with me, then congrats. So if you could waste 2 seconds of your life liking or subscribing, I would appreciate it so much. Oh, I think the last time I got that message, it was in 2013. I think. I do not know. So, I think I'm gonna call it. It's kind of difficult to end a video. When I first get started talking about a car, it's difficult to stop. My friends know that. It's such a nice looking car. Look at it. It's a shame. I wish things wasn't so expensive. Anyway, see you in the next one.